Well, community, I'm back to do a recent Vinyl Finds video, and this is going to be all Psych and Prog. So no jazz, but I have a pretty good jazz update coming in a couple of weeks maybe. I have a great pile of records. I think I'm going to show 9 records, and it's all original pressings this time, no reissues at all. I've had let's say I had good luck in the sort of virtual crates, and I have a pile of records coming in the mail and stuff like that. So it's been a pretty good 2021 so far. Before I start, I want to talk about something, and that's inner sleeves. Now, I've had these for my more like valuable records, let's say that, or records I really care a lot about. The MoFi inner sleeves, and I love them. They are fantastic. The problem is here in Sweden, they are dirt expensive. I have to pay like 45, 46 euro with shipping for 50 of these. And I mean, I'm glad to pay that for those records, but I've been hunting for something that is similar to those, with the sort of paper and the rice paper in between, and a cheaper alternative. And I think I found one with spin care. So I just wanted your opinion on these, if you have them, because these, I ordered these from Amazon Germany, and they cost 40 euro with shipping for 100, so half price. And they also have the like thin plastic, double plastic, and rice paper in the middle. I found them to be as good as the MoFi. Really, I don't know if it's the same plastic and stuff like that, but in my opinion, if they are half price, you can't really not buy them. So give me your opinion if you know about them or have heard anything about them. Okay, so records. I'm going to start off with a pretty good find. This is the Alan Baun set, the first album by Alan Baun, Outward Bound, and this is from 1968. A really rocking kind of pop record. I read about this in Galactic Ramble and fell in love with the review. Sampled it online, saw that a Swedish guy was having it for a great price. The record end sleeve is not in the best shape, but it's pretty good. So I took a chance on it. It's great. So if you're into pop psych, maybe give it a listen on YouTube. Another pop psych record that I managed to hunt down by a Swedish collector was this. This is the band Montreal with the record A Summer's Night, 1970, I think. And Canadian Montreal, they only did one record, and that's a shame because it's really good. They are all over the place. It's jazzy, it's poppy, it's psych, it's even proggy at times. But yeah, so maybe another record, the second one, would be more focused. I don't know. But there are 2 tracks on this that are fantastic, and half of the tracks are great, and the rest of it is just so. So if you want to sample one song, it's Infinity, the last song on the B side. It's 7 minutes long. It's a Psych masterpiece, in my opinion. This was put out on Stormy Forest. There's the label there. It's Richie Haven's record label, and he plays guitar and produced the record also. So yeah, you can find this really cheap. So pick it up if you're interested, but sample it first, see if it's your bag. Another pop psych record that has also been on my want list forever, but I never see it here in Sweden, and when I see it, it's too expensive, because on Discogs and Pop Psych, you can see that it sells for pretty cheap abroad, but here in Sweden it's a little bit more pricey. So I found one for a great price at a store here in Sweden, and I think it was a great price because the cover is not the best. But this is Grapefruit with the record Around Grapefruit, their first one from 1968 also. This is the American press on Dunhill, as you can see there. Yeah, a little bit sun-bleached or whatever it's called, the cover, but the record is in fantastic shape. This is a great record. Song-wise, musicianship, the singer, everything just perfect. I hail this up there with Sgt. Pepper and Pet Sounds and all those kind of pop psych records. And it's a shame that they don't that we don't talk about this more. It should be talked about as much as those bands that I talked about. But to be fair, the production is not at all in the same quality as the bands that I talked about, and the pressing is just like really muddy. I don't know how to describe it better, so it's a shame. But the music is fantastic. English group, American press. Going a little bit deeper, I'm taking this out, but it's the record cover is almost falling apart. This is Deep Feeling, UK prog band. Yeah, let's say progressive, definitely. 1971. As you can see, it's taped here, and you have some scuffs, and I think a cat went bananas on this one. There's the inner sleeves. As you can see, it's not in the best shape, but the record is in great shape. Yeah, it's a great record. The last two songs are not that good, but the rest of the record is really cool, and you have harmonies that are just like Crosby, Stills and Nash. So yeah, I think it's the same label. The DJM label is the same label that they released T-Rex, but I'm maybe mistaken. Really cool record. Not easy to find, and I'm glad to have a copy, even if it's a pretty beat cover-wise. So yeah, cool cover. I talked about this in my recent Vinyl Finds video. 7 or 8 years ago, I got a VCLT from Ben Costello. It was Thrup's 7 Secrets from 1974. 4 on Dawn Records, UK original press. Fantastic VCLT, and I've cherished that and played it to death. Not death. So in my recent Vinyl Finds video, I showed you the 4th Thrup record that I managed to get. And that was also a UK original first press. After that, I managed to, and I think just 2 weeks after I got the last one, I managed to find this one. This is Future Legends by Thrup. So this is the first one that they released in 1973. And this is actually a Japanese first press. They pressed this in 1974. Fantastic sound quality. So the only downside with this compared to the UK version is that this is not a gatefold. This is an ordinary sleeve. And the Dawn label, I think, was white on the UK original, just as the 7 Secrets, and this is orange. But sounds great, and you get it for a fraction of the price. So super happy with that. That is my favorite Thrup record, Future Legends. Fantastic. But the same seller also had this one. I'm going to show you this. So I managed to grab this too. The Prince of Heaven's Eyes from 1974. Thrup released 4 records in their time. 1973, 74, and 75. So just 3 years, 4 records. And both this and 7 Secrets came in 1974. Insane, really. So yeah, and inside of the gatefold. Exactly like the UK, but you have the orange Dawn label with this one. So in like a month's time, I managed to get my entire Thrup collection complete. So now I have all 4. Great. I love the band. It's symphonic prog, but kind of the folky kind of symphonic prog that I really, really like. I hold this higher, and I play this more often than I play Genesis or Yes, or Emerson, Lake and Palmer, or any of that sort of stuff. Thrup is the ones for me. But maybe it's like comparing apples with pears, I don't know. So, moving on. This is an American record. So, moving to America, this is Highway Robbery for Love and Money. First US press of this US band. A trio where the drummer sings and fuzzy, heavy guitar. This is a heavy rock record. Heavy blues, heavy rock record. Yeah, so proto-metal, maybe? I don't know. But some of the riffs are insane. Like every song, you just think, why isn't this invented before? If you understand what I mean. 1972, RCA Victor, and unfortunately, it's on the very, very flimsy Dyna Flex. This is probably the most thinnest record I've ever experienced. The thinnest Dynaflex record. I'm seriously afraid to break it every time I handle it and place it on the turntable. It's that thin, and the pressing quality is less than good. It doesn't sound really that good, but the music is fantastic, and this is what you get when you collect original pressings, I guess. so yeah, it doesn't sound that bad, but it's a shame because the record is so good, and it deserves to sound a lot better. Okay, next one, and I was super glad to add this to the collection because I've had it on my want list for forever, since I started collecting Swedish prog, I think. This is Folk, the Norwegian folk record, prog record. Their debut from 1974. They released a lot of records, and I think that they're still active. But this is their best, in my opinion. It's the one that is the most folky, I think. They sing in Norwegian, but beautifully sung by a girl on Philips Records. So I was super glad to be able to get a deal from a Swedish fellow collector for this one, and sounds great. If you want to sample one song from this, sample Harpa. It's the most beautiful song on the record. And yeah, this sounds a little bit like Kebnekaise. If you know Swedish prog, you know Kebnekaise. They have an entire leg in the kind of Swedish folk tradition, but where Kebnekaise is a little bit more rocky in their progginess. Folk, in my opinion, is a little bit more folky, even if they use like electric instruments along with their acoustic instruments. They are a little bit more folk tradition. Yeah. Okay. There's a kind of a cool story about this, in my opinion. So just bear with me here. I went into a store in Sweden, and I had some records that I wanted to trade in. So I got some store credits, and I managed to get a deal on them, and also got him to kind of throw this in the bunch. I'm paying like €10 for this. I'm counting this as a €10 kind of deal. So the only problem with the record is that the cover is water damaged. Other than that, it's in perfect condition. It's the Arthur Brown Kingdom Come Galactic Soul dossier from 1971. And as you can see, it's water damaged, half of the cover. But it included the original inner sleeve, not the poster, unfortunately. But you know, €10, perfect record, first UK press. And I went home, I played it. It sounds fantastic. The music is fantastic. So I thought of like, maybe there's someone out there that has a spare cover. But what is the chance of anyone being out there having just a cover of the exact same press, but not having a record? So I wrote in a Swedish Psych group on Facebook and asked if anyone had a cover, and I think it took like 3 hours, and a guy responded, yes, I have the cover, it's with the poster, but I don't have the record. So I PM'd him, and I got the poster and the cover in pretty nice shape without the water damage for €20. So for €30 I have a complete set of this now, and the vinyl is in perfect condition. So I'm still keeping the water damage behind it. I don't know why, but I don't have the stomach to really throw it away. Music-wise, this is England's answer to Frank Zappa and Captain Beefheart, maybe. It's a wonderful record. It's the best Arthur Brown record I have heard. And the musicians are excellent. Very proggy, almost jazzy. When it's just like Zappa when he's at his best. But it's definitely an English record. You can hear it's an English record. Highly recommended. It's been on my want list forever, and I'm so glad to tick it off and Frankenstein the shit out of it to get a complete complete sets. Do you want to see the post? Maybe you want to see the poster. I mean, you're here to talk and talk about records and see the good stuff, aren't you? So there you go. Cool. And backside is lyrics and stuff like that. And they're in a sleeve. Awesome. Thank you so much for watching, and please give me a comment if you want to ask me something or have any like questions or opinions about the Spin Care inner sleeves, and I'll talk to you next time.